If freedom of speech is taken away, then the dumb and silent may be led, like sheep to the slaughter.
Really? I feel like I'm starting out a lot of videos thinking like, really? I have to explain this?
Well, explaining yourself is a very important part of any two-way dialogue. You let your side of the story out, they let their side of the story out, and you reach some form of consensus, ideally.
So if you were to find yourself in the physical proximity of another person who is advocating for the genocide of millions of people...
Okay. I'm listening.
It is not only okay to physically assault this person.
Wait, what? You mean people that are actually out there getting ready to put a bullet in someone's head or shovel people into ovens or something, right?
But it's kind of like your moral imperative.
Assaulting a human being for having a different set of morals than you is your moral imperative. Morality Wars, coming this fall to A&E.
Nazis want to kill everyone that isn't them.
I'm going to go ahead and assume you're using Nazi as a catch-all term for any form of modern-day white supremacist. Now, depending on what form of Nazi you're referring to, whether it be a neo-Nazi, a German National Socialist, a white nationalist, an ethno-nationalist, the term kill everybody who's not them may or may not be true. Hashtag not all Nazis.
This isn't like, oh, maybe they have some opinions we should hear out.
Because God forbid anybody be able to hear these opinions and make their own judgment call and be able to point and laugh at these retards themselves. I mean, I'm just some random guy who just started his YouTube channel, but even I am able to look at a white supremacist advocating for genocide/concentration camps and say, this guy is an idiot. Now, the thing about opinions and ideas is the more you put them on display, the more idiots will hurt their own cause.
They literally advocate for concentration camps where they murder millions of people.
Alright, I'm going to sum this up as efficiently as I can. Over the past few years, there's been a rise in groups like Antifa. And what Antifa is anti-fascist, for those of you who don't know. Their whole job is to take out the Nazis. Here's the problem. They have dubbed anybody who doesn't agree with them wholly and completely Nazis. They are a very far left group, and anybody who is right of them, even moderate lefties, they have dubbed Nazis. And they follow your line of thinking, that it's okay to punch, to hurt, to assault, and in some cases advocating for the death of these so-called Nazis. What you're advocating for here is a very dangerous line of thinking when you put it into the context of people who think everybody who doesn't agree with them is a Nazi. Now, over the next minute or so, she goes over the proper technique for punching a Nazi. So if you want to go and get that information, I put the link in the description. However, there is one thing about her proper technique for Nazi punching that triggered me.
And you don't have to go for the face, even though that's a good one. If you can, whack their nose, up into their brain, that's awesome.
And physically impossible. The nose doesn't work like that. The human nose is made up of mostly cartilage. There is a myth that there is some bone that can be forced up into a human's brain to kill them. Learn to anatomy, bro.
You can also jab them in the throat. I mean, there's just so many ways that you could physically stop a Nazi, because that's the only way to stop Nazis.
Okay, quick history lesson about real Nazis. Not just conservatives, but actual German National Socialists. Back in November of 1923, Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party attempted a coup, an overthrow of the German government. What had happened was they were successfully defeated, 16 of the Nazis were killed, and Adolf Hitler was wounded and arrested. He went to trial. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but over the course of that 5 years, he was able to write Mein Kampf. What he did was martyr these 16 men. One of the many reasons why he was able to rise to power. They silenced him, or attempted to, and they killed his supporters. This led to the rise of the Nazis. One of many contributing factors, but a very important one.
Both of my grandfathers fought in World War II to defeat these motherfuckers, okay? This isn't some, moral quandary we're having, okay? We already decided this. We already figured this out.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank your grandfather for his service. And, yeah, we did fight during World War II to stop people that were actually killing people, that had actually set up concentration camps, that had actually done terrible things. This is what we were fighting to stop. Also, the whole takeover of Europe thing. Not to stop some autists on the internet who have too much time on their hands.
Nazis bad, destroy Nazis. They're just bad. They're not good. I'm not sure how we got into a fucking reality where there are people that were still alive during World War II and know what happened, and yet now every fucking 30-something liberal's like, should we punch Nazis? I don't know if we should.
Well, odd, because the ones that are predominantly punching Nazis are the liberals, the far lefties, the ones who call themselves so tolerant.
I don't know, let's think about it while they try to kill us. You know what, let's stand in an orderly fashion while they mow us down.
Are they actually mowing you down? Are they actually attempting violence on you? Are they doing anything that resembles anything close to actual physical action taken upon you? Because if they're not, well, then your analogy is shit.
So if you're like me and you want to help get the word out, I did make a t-shirt for you. Never stop punching Nazis. It's always a great message to put out into the world. The fact that I even have to explain to you that Nazis are bad is like some kind of fucked up shit in and of its own.
Yeah, the debate is not whether or not Nazis are bad. I think we've all came together and realized that Nazis are in fact bad. The debate revolves around the fact of whether or not people should just go around assaulting any person they deem a Nazi. This is wherein the problem lies.
How did we get here, kids? How did we get here? How did we get to the point where I have to tell you that it's okay to fight Nazis?
Sure, I'd 100% and totally agree about defending yourself against Nazis. If someone is actively setting up concentration camps, if someone actively is attempting genocide, if somebody is doing any of those horrible things, yes, please, for the love of God, stand up for humanity and defend it. However, none of these things are actively actually going on. They seem to only exist in the heads of crazy people who want to justify violence against opinions they don't like.
So if you can, please go and support my work over on Patreon. And as always, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, sharing is caring. Punch every Nazi. It's all I need.
Oh god, that song was so cringy. Don't go and support her work. However, if you like, please like, share, and subscribe to me. Put the links to all my various sites, my Facebook, my Minds, and my Twitter in the description. And as always, have a nice day and don't go around punching people for saying things you don't like.